Hello, my dearest friends. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt, and welcome to a brand new trope recommendation video. As it is Pride Month this month, I definitely want to share some romance books with you that have queer representation. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be sharing 10 books, some of my favorites that I've read in the past year or so that feature some kind of queer representation. We've got romances, sapphic romances, we've got bi-rep, we've got different kinds of setups with different kinds of other secondary tropes within the books that I definitely have loved. And I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. The first one being my most recent read. This one is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's her latest release called Atmosphere. This one is a sapphic romance. I do have to say that this book, as other Taylor Jenkins Reid books, reads more like a literary fiction book, so more like a women's fiction book, if you will, but there is definitely a sapphic romance that is very much the focal point within the story. We've got a romance between two heroines who are part of this NASA program in the 80s. Both of them are being trained to go into space, and our heroines, both of them, they really strike up, first of all, a friendship with each other before they give in to their romantic feelings for one another. And we're getting to see how different they are from one another, but how well they complement each other as well. We also do see how difficult it is in the 80s to maintain such a romantic relationship, because you have to keep it a secret. It's not well tolerated within the field that they work in to be in a romantic relationship with someone that they work with, especially if that someone is a woman. So it's a bit of a forbidden romance. It's also one where we definitely see how should I say, how silly it is for people to be against another person finding their happily ever after. Obviously, these two ladies, they love each other so fiercely and so much. And just seeing people work against them just breaks your heart. So I do find that it has a very beautiful message within the book, and we do get to see all of the NASA subplot going on of them really working on getting into space as well. And I really did find that part of the story fascinating as well. So this one is a definite hit for me, and I would definitely recommend it. The next one is a male romance by Marley Valentine. It's one that I read not last year, but the year before, and I definitely fell in love with it. This one is called What We Broke, and it's a marriage in crisis situation between two heroes that have been together and have been struggling because of a certain very traumatic event that they both went through, and both of them are dealing with this event in a different way. And we definitely see that there is a lot of trauma between them, and how both of them need to deal with grief and with how to really get back into this loving space that they used to have now that something major has happened within their relationship. And it's a tough read. I do have to say it's a difficult and an emotional read, but the payoff in the end is definitely worth it, in my opinion. So if you like a marriage in crisis romance, this one is a definite must if you haven't read it yet. You all know that I'm going to throw in Role Playing by Kathy Yardley in this recommendation video, because we've got great representation for a demisexual character in this book. He's had relationships with both men and women because he feels a physical attraction to his partners whenever he has a strong emotional connection to them. And he actually discovers within the relationship that he forms with our heroine that he is demisexual, because he doesn't really know how to label himself, essentially. And because he's had trauma in the past with a past relationship where he used to be essentially gaslight, and really he was traumatized by his previous partner about his sexual orientation, he definitely has a bit of a difficulty to open up. But our heroine is exactly the type of heroine that he needs. They form a friendship first before they go into a romantic relationship, and she really helps him figure out how to best connect with his sexuality, and I really love that about the book. So this one is a definite must if you haven't picked it up yet. Now, the next book is a sapphic romance that is called Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. I have recommended this book quite a lot of times, I think, on my channel. It features a road trip romance between two heroines who, at the start of the book, really hate each other's guts. The two of them live in the same small town. Both of them are teachers. They actually used to be friends when they were teenagers, but they had a falling out. And now they're going to accompany their he is their best friend for both of them, who also used to be their teacher, because his last dying wish, as he is sick, is to do this road trip. And they go on this road trip, they reconnect, they have this forced proximity, and they need to figure their shit out during this road trip, which they definitely do. There's a lot of shenanigans within this book, but there's also a lot of emotional connection between the two of them as they are working out their differences. So this one is, again, superb. It's really chef's kiss, and I would definitely recommend it. Now, if you like a spicy good time, you definitely need to read one of Sierra Simone's series. Whichever one you pick up, it has great representation for queer characters. The one that I'm going to talk about is her latest series, which is the Lioness series. It features a sex club owner who is going to be getting married to a heroine who actually wanted to be a nun. And there is a love triangle going on between himself, his future wife, and his bodyguard. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. It's a very, very spicy good time, this series. And I think Sierra Simone always knows the limits into the taboo, forbidden kind of a genre very well. And she does spice so originally and so well that you cannot help but love her books. So yeah, this one is definitely worth it as well. The next one I'm going to recommend is, I think, a fan favorite for readers who love sports romances. This one is by Tal Bauer, and it's called The Rest of the Story. It's a male-male romance between two hockey players, and it features an age gap relationship between two teammates. Now, we've got a situation where the elder hero, he's going to be the captain of the team, and he is called in to help out this team that has had a very toxic kind of setup within their team. They used to have this teammate that was bullying and that was abusing them. And our hero is there to really build up the morale of the team and to kind of get them out of this horrible mental space that they've been in. And he falls for one of the younger team players within this team, and they have this amazing emotional connection. They have these amazing conversations with each other. And obviously he is fighting his feelings for this younger guy because he wants the best for him, but at the same time he really doesn't believe that he is the best for him because he has a very kind of warped self-image of himself. So yeah, I really love this story. I felt so much heartbreak and yearning and longing and just all the feels for this book and for these characters. I would definitely recommend this one if you love an emotional male-male romance. The next one is another male-male romance, but it's more of a fun rom-com type of a romance. This one is called Go Luck Yourself by Sarah Rash. Actually, I would recommend both of her books within this series. The first one is The Nightmare Before Christmas. That one is focusing on the Christmas holiday period, while this one is focusing on St. Patrick's Day. So they're holiday-themed romances. This one is the second book within the series. So if you're going to pick them up, maybe read them in order because you're going to get the most out of them in that way. Essentially, both of the books focus on princes from the Christmas court. The first one focuses on the actual prince who is going to become the king of the Christmas court, while the second one is the younger son who is going to be having a romance with a guy from the St. Patrick's Day. So from that part of this fictional world. And yeah, essentially both of them are a lot of fun. Both of them feature a lot of humor, a lot of banter, a lot of shenanigans. And I had so much fun with both of them, essentially. I would recommend both of them. And the first one I gave 5 stars. The second one I gave 4 stars. So I think actually the first one is even more fun than the second one. But yeah, maybe it's because I love Christmas more than St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I'm biased that way. But actually, whichever one you pick up, I think you might enjoy it because it's just a fun take on kind of like a magical setting, male romance with a lot of humor thrown into it. So yeah, both of these are quite worth it. Now, the next one is part of Chloe Lee's Bergman Brothers series. This one is a male romance. This one is called Everything for You, and it features a relationship between, again, it's an age gap relationship between two teammates, because our Bergman brother, I think his name was Oliver, he is the younger guy, while the other hero, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Gavin, but I'm not sure because I read this book maybe 2 years ago. But the older character, he is kind of in his last season of playing. He already feels all of the aches, and he's kind of jealous of Oliver. He's kind of attracted also to Oliver. He has very conflicting emotions about this guy, and the two of them need to work together because they're going to be on the same team. And essentially, we've got a bit of a forbidden situation because they're teammates. We've got a bit of a situation of the two of them having to work together, having forced proximity, but not being able to fight their attraction for one another. And our hero, Oliver, he is very much in touch with his emotions because he's grown up as a Bergman brother. If you know about them, then you know. So I have to say that I really love this book. It felt very healing for Gavin because he definitely had some issues with his own kind of past that he needed to work through. And I find that the two of them just complemented each other so well. And just the understanding, and on the other hand, the resentment that Gavin feels towards Oliver for being the younger player who still has so many seasons in front of him. That topic was very interesting to discover within this book, to really see unfold and to see how the author is going to get them to really overcome this kind of a resentment that one of the heroes has. So yeah, I really appreciated this one and I would definitely recommend it. Now, the next book, I do have to say that this one is not so much a romance, and I've spoken about this book just previously in one of my other videos, but I do want to mention it because it does have very good representation for a queer character. It's The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. This one features a character who used to be in this very famous sitcom, and he basically is done with Hollywood. So he has purchased this gorgeous home somewhere in California. He lives on his own and he's very happily single. But then one day he gets a call from his brother that his brother's wife has cancer. She has come to pass and they have two kids. And his brother is desperately needing some help. He needs for Patrick, our hero, to take the kids because he's going to be going into rehab. So our hero has the kids for 2 or 3 months, like for the summer. And at the same time, he meets a guy while he is with the children over the summer. And he's very blasé about the whole situation of meeting this guy. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be hooking up with him and it's nothing serious. But we definitely see that he has certain issues that he needs to work through. And this other guy, he is like, I want to break down your walls and I want to be with you, but you need to work on it yourself because I cannot do it for you. And we've got an age gap relationship here as well. So there is a lot going on within this book besides the romance. I do have to say that the romance is like a side plot within this story, but I definitely enjoyed all of the aspects within this book. I gave it 5 stars. Honestly, I would definitely recommend this one. The last one I'm going to recommend is one that I found was very fun, and I haven't spoken about this one very much on my channel, so I definitely wanted to mention it. This one is by Alexandria Bellefleur, and it's called The Fiancé Farce. We've got a sapphic romance between two ladies, one of them being this kind of closed off bookshop owner, and everyone is on her case, like her family, her friends, like when are you gonna start dating, when are you going to be in a relationship? And she's so tired of everyone bugging her about this that she makes up a girlfriend for herself. And there is this very popular romance cover model, and she basically describes her as her girlfriend. And little does she know, they bump into each other, and this cover model, she is basically this billionaire publishing house heiress, actually. And she finds out that this woman has been pretending to date her in front of all of her friends and family. So she decides to capitalize on this situation because she actually needs to get married to get this certain kind of an inheritance. So she one ups her and she tells everybody that they're actually engaged. So we've got a fake engagement situation going on. And I found the premise was really fun and the two of them really worked well together. And even though there's a lot of push and pull between them because they're quite different from one another, the two of them, and they're quite like the opposites attract. This really going on within this book. But I just found that it was such a fun sapphic romance. I definitely enjoyed it and I would definitely recommend it. All right, my dearest friends, these were the 10 books that I wanted to recommend to you for Pride Month. I hope you have picked up some of these books. If you haven't, please check them out. Please let me know which are your favorite queer romances so I can go ahead and look them up myself. I hope to see you in the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.